Happy Saturday morning to you all. I'll wait a couple seconds for everyone to join us for class this morning. Hope you all are doing well. It's going to get stormy here later today, tomorrow, so I wish you all have a safe couple of days. And hopefully next time you see me, I'll be able to move outside rather than being inside into my house. So get your setup. Start with your feet together all the way, heels and toes touching. Stand up straight. And you'll find Maynard running around my feet today as he was the other day. Stand up straight and tall, shoulders back, chin up, and chest open. Have a beautiful class this morning. Go ahead and interlace your fingers under your chin, thumbs touching your throat. And let's begin. Inhale. Checking lots of air over the back of your throat as your elbows float up the ceiling. Hold it to the top. Now exhale, drop your head back. Open your mouth. Make that ha sound like you're fogging window pane right there above you as you bring your hands together, wrists together, elbows touch off your chest. Inhale. Chin down, find your eyes. If you have a mirror in front of you, hold it to the top. And now exhale. Really squeezing below your belly button, elbows touch off your chest. Inhale. And exhale. Really ground your feet, squeeze your thighs, squeeze your glutes. Elbows touch. Inhale. Dragging lots of air over the back of your throat as your elbows float up the ceiling. Hold it to the top. Now exhale. Really squeeze from below your belly button all the air out of your mouth. Elbows reaching parallel to the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Three more. Big, deep breath. Inhale. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, first set. Inhale. And exhale. Relax your arms down by your side. You can roll your shoulders around and loosen up your neck maybe if you need to. Happy birthday, Suzanne, and happy birthday, Lauren. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. Second set. Go ahead and interlace your fingers once again underneath thumbs. Let your fingers, thumbs touching your throat. And let's begin. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbows touch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Really fill up your lungs so you can't bring any more air in. And now exhale. Really squeeze from below your belly button. All the air out of your body. And two more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. And exhale. Beautiful job. Relax your arms down by your side. Once again, you can roll your shoulders around, loosen up your neck maybe if you need to. All righty. Let's start our postures. Half moons up first. Inhale, arms up over your head sideways. Interlacing your fingers, releasing your fingers, squeezing your head in between your arms. Stretch up out of your waist. Now go left and right. Just see how your body feels today. Up, out, over. Up, out, over. And go ahead and stop in the middle. Palms together all the way down the wrist. Crush your baby fingers really tightly and your thumbs as well. Stretch up way out of your waist. And now go over to the right. Go to places feels comfortable as usual. And you just want to breathe in and out through your nose for the remainder of class. If you ever start breathing through your mouth, you're doing just a little bit too much today. Back off until you can actually, once again, breathe nice and calmly in and out through your nose. We're trying to stretch the whole left side of our body today, starting up in our fingertips, going through our wrists, our forearm, our triceps, and our costal muscles, our obliques, into our waistline. You want your two shoulders in one line, and two hips in one line as well. Keep your chin away from each other so you can breathe nice and calmly. Go to one more place if you can, switch a bit more. And change, so reverse, come back up to center. Adjust your grip if you need to. Stretch up way up out of your waist, and then go over to the left. Pushing your hip out to the right. Remember, always lead with your hip rather than, so you actually will stretch rather than just bend. So you want to stretch up, out, and over first. Keep squeezing your head in between your arms. Bring your upper body back just ever so slightly. Weights in your heels. Breathe. You may need to bring your left shoulder forward a little bit and right hip forward as well. And if you're feeling strong, you'd like to go to one more place if you can, stretch a bit more. And change, so reverse back up to the center. Now, drop your head back, shake out your neck, loosen up a little bit if you need to. And let's get ready for our first back bend. Stretch up way up out of your waist. Keep the leg in your spine. Now, first, try to bring your arms as close to your head as possible. Then slowly look down your back wall. As you roll your stomach, hips, and thighs forward to the front of the room. Weights in your heels. And change. Slowly reverse. Come up to the center, suck in your stomach, and slowly bend forward at the waist. Be careful on that first forward bend. Hands to the floor if you have any back issues, bending your knees, and now walk it out. Take some time to get some movement into your lower back, the back of your legs. You can squat a couple of times, roll up high up on your toes, do a couple of down dogs, lunges, whatever feels good for you today. I like to have my feet together and just bend one knee at a time. It really kind of gets into the lower hip and lower back. All right, let's get ready for our first set of hands to feet, folks. Feet together all the way. Bend your knees, put your stomach on your thighs, and wrap your arms behind your calf muscles. Try to get your elbows as close as possible behind you, cupping your heels from behind. Palms facing the front. Suck in your stomach, lift your hips as you drop your head. Try exhaling all the air out of your body. Little baby sips of inhales. Really pull down with your biceps to open up your spine as you lift your hips at the same time. You want a 360-degree stretch from your tailbone to the bottom of your feet and from your tailbone to the top of your head. Continue to exhale, pull down, lift up. One more place. And change to the reverse. Come down back up. And arms float down by your side. Breathe. Second set of all of that. Half the time, inhale, arms up. Once again, interlace your fingers, release your index fingers, squeeze your head. Stretch up way up out of your waist, and then go back over to the right. If you're feeling strong, you can go to where you left off in that first set. But since this is a home, your home, and not a too heated environment, be careful how far you stretch today. Go to your level of comfort today. Stretch a bit more if you can. And change. So the reverse, come back up to the center. Adjust your grip, stretch up out of your waist, and now over to the left. Pushing your back to the right. Breathe. Once again, you want to try and lean your upper body back a little bit. Keep your arms as close to your head as possible, squeezing your head in between your biceps. One more place. Stretch a bit more if you can. And change. So the reverse back up to the center. Now, second back bend. Stretch up, way up out of your waist. Keep the length in your spine. First, bring your arms as close to your head as possible. Then look for the back wall. Roll your stomach, hips, and thighs forward. Whoops. Stretch up and go forward. Go back. And change. So the reverse. Find your eyes, suck in your stomach, and slowly bend forward at the waist. Bending your knees and walk it out. The carpet is very spongy in my house, over underneath my rug. And so it kind of is not the best surface to practice yoga in and have your feet stay perfectly still. It really feels good to walk on, but to practice on, it's a little bit tough. All right, second set of hands to feet pose, feet together all the way. Cup your heels from behind. Now, if you can't quite grab your heels, just have it grab your calves or your ankles, but make sure your palms are facing the front mirror. That way your elbows can get as close as possible behind you. Suck in your stomach, lift your hips as you drop your head. Feel your spine lengthening if you can as you pull down and lift up. Roll the weight into your toes. Pull down, lift up one more place. And change to the reverse. Come on back up. And now relax your arms down by your side. Breathe. Awkward's up next. Take a step out to the right. Measure if you need to. Two tight fists in between your toes and your heels. Make sure the inside of your feet look like the number 11 if you can. Otherwise, inhale, arms up. Arms are shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Inhale as you exhale, bend your knees and sit down. Like you're sitting in your chair that's a little bit too far away from you. Keep your chest lifted and stretching your fingertips toward the front of your room. Wiggle your toes to make sure the weight's firmly planted in your heels. And change to the reverse. Come on back up. High up on your toes now. Highest possible. If you're working on your foot strength, stay up on your toes. If you're ready, add on, engage your abdominals, and slowly bend your knees. Keep stretching your fingertips toward the front mirror, all 5 fingers together. Heels up, heels up, heels up. Come on down only to the level of a chair. Change to the reverse, come on back up. And then drop your heels. Third part, come up a little bit. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Now slowly slide down, like you're going down your back wall. You can try it since you're at home, possibly. And if you have a wall behind you, try and see what it feels like to keep your shoulders and hips in one line. Your knees are leading the way. If they're good, go all the way down. If not, stop wherever you need to. Change, so the reverse, come on back up. Now drop your heels, bring your feet back together, and arms down by your side. Breathe. Chin up, chest open, shoulders back. Second set, take a step back into the footprint. Measure again if you need to. Otherwise, inhale, arms up. And exhale, bend your knees, sit down. Change, so the reverse. High up on your toes, way up. When you're ready, engage your abdominals and slowly bend your knees. Heels stay way up in the air, way up in the air. Big toe and second toe only, maybe only. Change, so the reverse, come on back up, and then drop your heels. Third part, come up a little bit. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Hold the core in between your legs. Don't let it drop. And slowly slide down. Stopping wherever looks right for you today. Bounce a couple of times if your hips are on your heels. Then lift your hips a little bit higher than your heels. And change, so the reverse, come on back up. And now drop your heels, bring your feet back together. And arms down by your side. Breathe. Last thing before a little break, eagle. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above your head. Swing your right arm underneath your left. Twist your arms like ropes. Palms together, thumbs next to your face. Bring your elbows down. Sit down really low. And then bring your right leg high over and around the left. Squeeze. If the foot doesn't wrap completely behind your calf muscle, make sure your toes are pointing down to the floor. It will engage that ankle joint really nicely. Lean your upper body back if you've been forward to get in the posture. And change, so under your legs, under your arms, palms touch above your head. And now swing your left arm underneath your right. Bring your elbows down and sit down and stay real low. Left leg up over on the right. Squeeze. One side may feel a little bit easier than the other. It's pretty common. Or it is for me. Try to bring your fingertips so they go below your nose. And one day, everything will line up underneath your nose from your fingertips to your wrists, your elbows, your knees, your ankles. Change, fold into your legs, into your arms, palms touch. And right and left again. Swing it, twist it. Interlace your fingers, release your index fingers. Sit down, stay real low, left leg up over on the right. Breathe. Squeeze. Change into your legs, into your arms, palms touch, left and the right. Elbows down, sit down, stay real low. And left leg up over on the right. Squeeze. Pull your elbows down to release your shoulder blades behind you. Sit down one more place. And change slowly into your legs. And then your arms, palms touch above your head, and arms float down by your side. Breathe. Have a little water if you need to. Not only official break. Feel free to have a break whenever you need to today. Let's get ready to balance. Do your best. All righty. First up on our balancing series, as always, is standing forward to knee. Remember, the most important thing about this posture is to lock your standing leg and stay in the posture for the whole minute. So, with that being said, shift your weight to your left leg and up pick up your right. Extend your knee, grab 2 inches below your kneecap, or round down and grab 2 inches below your toes. We're on the clock now for 1 minute. Just keep coming back to locking their standing leg. Breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Keep your abdominals engaged. Keep your quad nice and tight. Those big muscles, your quads and your abdominals, your abs, want to release. Just come back to re-engaging them over and over again. We're halfway. If ever you'd like to add on, please feel free at any point. If you're grabbing your foot, you can slowly, gently bring your heels to the front mirror. When the leg becomes parallel to the floor, bring your toes back to your face, bring your elbows down. And then when you go below your calf muscle, then you can bring your forehead to knee. Take your time with this posture and make sure you're reinforcing the balancing aspect of this posture. Change to the reverse, stand up straight, breathe. Otherwise, you start reinforcing falling. And that's not what you want to try and do. So, with that being said, let's try the other side. Shift your weight to your right leg and up with your left. Extend your knee, grab 2 inches below your kneecap, or round down and grab 2 inches below your toes. Lock your standing leg. We're on the clock for 1 minute. As you see with my postures, I'm able to go down a little bit further on one side because of a knee and hip issue on on the right side. So, if that seems familiar to you, then hold back. Stay up a little bit more. But if you ever kick out, try not to kick down to the floor. Try and kick out. That limits the impact on the lower back. And we're halfway. Breathe. Because if you ever had back issues in the past, they always kind of flare up every once in a while when you do something that maybe you shouldn't be doing, or maybe do something incorrectly. Engage your abdominals. Coming up on the end. And change. So reverse, stand up straight. Shoulders back. Breathe. I'm not a proponent of doing a back bend at this point because our back bend is coming up with our standing bow. So just engage your abdominals really tightly and you won't have to do that. That's kind of like extraneous motion. I don't much care for that. All right. Second set, half the time. Shift your weight to your left leg and up to your right. Extend your knee, grab your knee to your toes, lock your standing leg. We're on the clock. 30 seconds. Once again, if you're adding on, if you're grabbing your foot, then slowly, gently, you can bring your heel toward the front mirror. Once that leg is parallel, you can bring your toes back to your face. Bring your elbows down. When they go below your calf muscle, then you can bring your forehead to your knee. Breathe. Change to the reverse. Stand up straight. Shoulders back. And breathe. Last side, shift your weight to your right leg and up with your left. Extend your knee. Grab your toes. Lock your leg. On the clock. Just 30 seconds. Once again, if you're adding on, it's up to you. Slowly, gently bring your heel to the front mirror, kicking out and up. When the leg becomes parallel, bring your elbows down. When they go below your calf muscle, then and only then, you can bring your forehead to your knee. Make it a slow journey. Change to the reverse. Come on back up and breathe. Sometimes if you control the descent with your head, it kind of helps keep everything really tight. The faster you go with your head, sometimes the more it'll throw you off balance. So take it nice and slow. Very good job. Moving on now, standing bows up next. Bend your right palm up, drop it down, grab your ankle from the inside, then turn your body. Your left shoulder visible in your front of your room, left arm up next to your face. And we're on the clock for 1 minute, kick and reach. The more your arm stays up next to your head, the more you stretch the whole left side of your body. And then you can concentrate a little bit more about kicking back and up. This is one posture that I think is one of the most beneficial for having heat. It lets you open up your hips a little bit more, and maybe you can come down a little bit further. So take it easy today. And we're halfway. Just keep kicking and stretching and reaching. The stretching part should be easy, keeping your arm as close to your head as possible. And you can slowly start coming down, keeping your chin right on that shoulder as your toes come up over the top of your head. And change. So reverse. Breathe. Let's try the other side. Left palm up, drop it down, grab your ankle, turn your body, right arm up next to your face. Keep it there. On the clock. Kick and reach. You have a minute. Keep stretching your fingertips up toward the ceiling in your room and keep kicking back and up. If your toes aren't coming up at least over your shoulder, try not to start coming down. Concentrate a little bit more on kicking back and up. That's just beautiful enough for you today. Breathe. We're halfway. Once again, keep kicking and reaching and stretching. And as you can start coming down if you like, stretching your fingertips toward your front of your room, chin landing on that shoulder, all the while kicking back and up. Change to the reverse. Arm down. Breathe. Very good. Second set. Half the time. Right palm up. Drop it down. Grab your ankle. Turn your body. Left arm up next to your face. Whoa. Keep it there. And on the clock. 30 seconds. Kick and reach. Come down as far as it's good for you today. Breathe, don't hold your breath. Change to the reverse. Arm down. Breathe. Your heart rate can start accelerating. It's up to you to actually encourage it to go down a little bit using your exhale breath. It's a little bit harder for me since I'm talking and doing it at the same time. Bend your left palm up, drop it down, grab your ankle, turn your body, right arm up, and kick and reach. Stretching forward, kicking and reaching. Breathe. Come on down, kick up. And change. So reverse. Arm down. Breathe. Alrighty. Time for balancing stick. Take a few steps back if you can, if you have the space. And let's get ready for balancing stick. If you have any back issues today, have your hands on your hips. It's quite all right. Otherwise, inhale, arms up over your head. Release your fingers, release your index finger, squeeze your head. Take a step with your right foot, point the toe, shift the weight. Left foot up off the floor, and pivot. Leg up, body down. Everything in one straight line from your fingertips to your toes. Change slowly reverse. Step back. Stretch up, lean back. Left foot forward. Right foot back and up. And pivot. Leg up, body down. Squeeze your head between your arms. Right hip comes down. Both hips in one line. And change to the reverse. Arms down. Really breathe. Long inhales. And especially long exhales. Once again, if you're breathing through your mouth, you're doing just a little bit too much. Remember to breathe only through your nose. Second set. Inhale, arms up. Inlet your fingers, release your fingers, squeeze your head. Right foot forward. Left foot back. And pivot. Reach your fingertips to the front of your room and toes to the back of the room. And change to the reverse. Stretch up and lean back. Left foot forward. Right foot back. And pivot. Leg up. Body down. Change to the reverse. Tuck your arms down by your side. Breathe. All righty. If you like to, go ahead and move your mats and towels. I will. And then have a little sip of water if you like. And this posture is designed to bring your heart rate down. Inhale, arms up, separate leg stretching, arms above your head. Take a step out to the right, arms down. Turn your toes in toward each other, suck in your stomach, and slowly move forward. Chin out, shoulder blades back. And for the first set of this posture, it always feels really good to me to have my hands right on the floor, right in front of you. As you keep stretching your spine, keeping your spine as straight as possible. If you do have a curvature in your spine a little bit, maybe your hips are extra tight. It's something you can work on, just to acknowledge that that's happening. But otherwise, keep your chin up, shoulder blades back together behind you. And if you turn your toes in toward each other a little bit, your hips will naturally go up to the ceiling. If you can try to bring your elbows down to the floor in front of you, or cup your heels from behind, elbows next to your calf muscles, and just relax. Exhale and pull and stretch. Giving your spine some room to breathe. In those little bitty spaces you make between each and every vertebra, I liken that to your spine breathing. And change. So the reverse, come on back up. Bring your feet back together, arms up over your head, and drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. Second set, inhale, arms up, palms touch, step out to the right, arms down, turn your toes in toward each other, suck in your stomach, and slowly move forward. Chin out, shoulder blades back, swan dive. Now try to run your hands down the back of your legs for this second set, cupping your heels from behind. If you can't, you can grab your ankles or your calf muscles, keeping those elbows really close to your calf, and suck in your stomach, roll forward like a wheel. Breathe. Keep rolling your weight into your toes. The same fundamental procedures apply from that first set of Padasana, that first hands to feet pose, to this posture, Paschimottanasana. It's the same posture except our legs are separated, but the fundamentals are the same. Pulling and stretching, elbows back, cupping your heels, all those fundamental things. You'll see it one more time in our final stretch. Change the reverse, come on back up. Bring your feet back together, arms up over your head. Arms float down by your side. Breathe. Next up, triangle pose. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above your head. Step out to the right, arms down. Right toes to the right, left toes in. Suck in your stomach, bend the right knee, sit down. And then go ahead and move your arms, right elbow to the right knee, stretching your left arm up to the ceiling. You want to keep stretching up, looking up, chin on that left shoulder. You want to sit down. Elbow is at the knee, and my fingertips are reaching for my big toe, creating that triangle shape between my elbow, my ankle, and my big toe, stretching up. And there's also a triangle from my armpit to my knee to my waistline. Change to the reverse, come on back up. Turn your right toes in, left toes out. Suck in your stomach, bend the left knee, now sit down. Go ahead and move your arms, left elbow to the left knee, stretching your right arm way up to the ceiling. Arms are straight up and straight down if you can. Keep sitting down, stretching up. Keeping that back leg completely locked out, and the whole calf and quad engaged. Fingertips reaching for the big toes. And change to the reverse, come on back up. Turn your left toes in, bring your feet back together and arms up over your head. And arms float down by your side. Breathe. Second set, inhale, arms up, palms touch, step out to the right, arms down, right toes out, left toes in, suck in your stomach, bend the right knee, sit down. Go ahead and move your arms, right elbow, right knee, stretching your left arm up to the ceiling. Look up. This posture is really up. The only thing coming down is our hips. Stretch. If you have really long femur bones, that's your thigh bones, sometimes your arms will end up here. It's your, unfortunately, you have to stretch down and over a little bit more than other people do. Change to the reverse, come on back up. Right toes in, left toes out. Suck in your stomach, bend the left knee, sit down. Go ahead and move your arms, left elbow, left knee, stretching your right arm way up to the ceiling. Breathe. Change, very good. So in reverse, come up out of the lunge. Turn your left toes in, bring your feet back together. Arms above your head, and arms float down by your side. Breathe. Let me do some quick adjustments. All righty. Standing separate leg forward to knees up next. Inhale, arms up, palms together, cross your thumbs above your head. Step out to the right. Not too wide a step. Lift your toes. Pivot on your heels to the right side of your room. Twist your hips, twist, twist, twist. Stretch up, squeeze your head in between your arms. And slowly round down, tucking your chin all the way into your chest. Vertebra, vertebra. Then bring your forward to your knee. Breathe. Although it's really hard to breathe in this posture, long exhales, you're stimulating your thyroid gland by choking off your throat. Change, slowly reverse. Come on up. Turn. And turn one more time. Adjust your back foot if you need to. Stretch up, tuck your chin into your chest, and slowly round down. Forehead to knee. Once again, try to keep your two hips in one line. Most likely, if you're bending the front leg, that left hip on this side will drop a little bit. Do your best to kind of keep that left hip up the best you can. And change to the reverse. Come on back up. Turn to the front. Bring your feet back together and arms down by your side. Breathe. I like to keep my feet about hip width distance apart in that posture, especially when I turn, because if the one is directly behind the other, it kind of makes it hard to come up in and out of that posture. It can be a little bit of wobbly. So I like to have my feet about hip width distance apart. All right. Second set. Inhale, arms up, palms touch above your head. Take a step back to the right. Lift your toes, pivot to the right side of the room. Adjust your back foot. Make it hip width distance apart. Stretch up, squeeze your head, tuck your chin as you round down. Like a Standing form of rabbit. Forehead to knee. Breathe. Change wave reverse. Turn. And one more turn. Adjust your back foot. Stretch up. Tuck your chin and round down. Forehead to knee. Change to the reverse. Turn to the front. Bring your feet back together and drop your arms down by your side. Breathe. Now, come to the center of your space. For one set of tree-toe combo today, if you'd like to go into toe stand, please feel free at your own pace. Take it easy and slowly along the way. I'll guide you through it. Otherwise, it's tree pose. Stand up straight, shoulders back, chin up, chest open. Shift your weight to your left leg and up to your right. Go out from underneath by the toes. And let the knee just do what it wants to do. If you have knee issues, sometimes having your knee forward a little bit kind of takes, if you have ACL or MCL issues, kind of takes that out of the equation if you keep your hips, your thighs straight. But if it's good and you can let it drop, it's up to you. Bring your right hand in prayer. Breathe. If you're going into toe stand, bring your left hand in prayer as well. Then slowly bend forward at the waist. When your fingertips get to the floor, you can lift your hips, lift your heel, and come straight down over your toes. Then bring your hands back by your hips, straighten your spine, then bring your left hand in prayer, then right hand in prayer. Toe stand change. And now everybody change to the reverse, stand up straight, shoulders back, breathe. Shift your weight to your right leg, in up into your left. Grab, let the knee do what it wants to do. One side may be, once again, feel completely different than the other. Bring your left hand in prayer. Breathe. At this point, you want to bring your heart rate down. You don't want to do anything that's going to elevate your heart rate. That's why our trees aren't done like this or like this. It's because at this point of the game, we're trying to bring our heart rate down. As your arms above your head, it kind of keeps your heart rate elevated. Breathe. Just and go if you're ready. Toe stand change. And now everybody change to the reverse. Stand up straight, shoulders back one final time. Acknowledge your standing series. Beautiful. And let's go down to the floor for Savasana. Hopefully, I have the camera set up to where you can actually see the entirety of me. If not, I apologize. So, lie down on your back. Palms facing up. Heels kind of close together. Toes just flopped open to the side. Your palms in a receiving position. Try to keep your eyes open as you let your body slow down its respiration. Slow down your heart rate through your breath. Let your belly rise and fall. A few more deep breaths. Now let's start the floor series when we're leaving poses up first. Inhale, bend your right knee up. Inhale, lift your fingers all the way to the webbing.
Interlace your fingers and pull your knee out to the side, then down toward your shoulder, avoiding the rib cage. Tucking your chin deeply into your chest, elbows in close to your body, extending that left heel toward the back wall, left toes back to your face. Exhale, pull and stretch. And change to the reverse. Inhale, bend your left leg up. Interlace your fingers towards your ball, your kneecap. Pull your knee out and then down, keeping your chin tucked. Elbows in close to your body. Maybe pull a little bit harder with your right bicep to keep the right shoulder down. Extending that right heel toward the back wall and right toes back to your face. Exhale, pull and stretch. And change to the reverse. Inhale, bring both legs up. Give yourself a big hug. It doesn't matter what you grab. It can be your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your fingertips. Try to keep your knees as close together as you can. All the while, try to keep your hips coming down to the floor, opening up your spine, letting it elongate as you exhale all the way your body and push maybe your knees a little bit down toward your belly button rather than trying to pull them up to your shoulders. Exhale, pull and stretch. And change. So the reverse, relax, release, Savasana. I can always tell in that third part because my hips, the hip socket really gets a good workout. It really stretching where the ball of my femur bone attaches to my hip socket and I really pull. That's what you should feel in that third part too. If you're not, try something a little bit different. Second set, inhale, bend your right knee up, interlace your fingers to your below your kneecap, pull your knee out and then down. Keep your chin tucked. We're opening up both hips. By the way, if you didn't know, stretching your left heel toward the back wall, keeping that left calf on the floor. Exhale, pull and stretch. And change. So reverse. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, out and then down. Extending your right heel toward the back wall, right toes back to your face. Exhale, pull and stretch. Pull and stretch, pull and stretch. And change to the reverse. And I'll bring both legs up. Once again, it's not so much where you grab, it's that if you can allow your spine to completely settle to the floor, that's more impressive to me than anything. Exhale, push your knees a little bit down toward your belly button. Try to get your tailbone right down to the floor if you can. Elbows in close, pull, stretch. And change to the reverse. Relax, release, Savasana. Let your belly rise and fall. It's now time for our first sit-up. If you have any back issues today or if you don't like sit-ups, just turn around on your stomach and come on over. Otherwise, flex your feet or bend your knees. Inhale, arms up, stretch up, touch your toes, exhale twice. Lift the knees. And come around onto your stomachs for the spine strengthening series. The next 4 postures are designed to work each and every part of our spine. First up is Cobra Pose. Working on lower spine, bring your fingertips in line with your shoulders, elbows in close to your body, chin on the top, squeeze your legs together, get ready, inhale, lift up. Elbows in close, chin up, eyes up, squeeze your glutes, arms at a 90-degree angle, and change. So reverse, chin down, and look to the right. Left her on the towel, breathe. Second set. Fingertips once again in line with your shoulders, chin on the towel, squeeze your legs together, get ready, inhale, lift up. Boom, right away to that 90-degree angle, look up, chin forward, eyes up to the ceiling. Squeeze that glute, working your whole lower spine, and change. So reverse, chin down, and look to the left. Right on the towel, breathe. My favorite part of class is locust time.
Lift your hips and slide your hands underneath your body. Palms facing the floor, little baby fingers crossed or touching. Now punch your right toes off the right leg. Lift the right leg back to the back wall and up to the ceiling. Stretch it back, stretch it up. And change. So the reverse, point your left toes like the left leg, lift the left leg back and up. And change. So the reverse, point, mouth down, kiss the towel, readjust your arms even closer underneath your body. Get ready, inhale, lift both legs up. Try to get your hips up off the hands first. Then worry about what your leg's doing. Roll forward, hips up. And change to the reverse. Woohoo! Legs down, arms out, and look to the right. Breathe. That can be quite a challenging posture, but do your best. It doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come to you overnight. The more you do, the more you realize that you need to concentrate more on your hips. It'll come eventually. Don't worry. All right, second set. Lift your hips and stretch again. Slide your hands way underneath your body. I cross my fingertips, my baby fingers underneath me. Kind of gives me a little bit of leverage. Now punch your right toes like the right leg. Lift the right leg back and up. Change. Point your left toes like the left leg. Lift the left leg back and up. Change. Mouth down. Kiss the towel. Readjust. Keep the air moving. And now the top is up. Roll the weight into your elbows and your shoulders. And change from the reverse. Woohoo! Leg down, arms out. And look left. Right here on the towel. Breathe. Alrighty. Full look is up next. Arms out. Like airplane wings. Chin on the towel. Squeeze those legs together as well. Get ready. Inhale, lift up. Everything in the air. Stretch up. Eyes up. Legs together. All 5 fingers together. Look up. Stretch up. And change. So reverse, chin down. And look right. Breathe. Second set, chin on the towel, arms out. Shoulder height, all fingers together. Get ready. Inhale, lift up. Eyes up, look up, legs up. And change. Very good. Arms down. And look to the left. Right on the top. Alrighty, floor bowls up next. If it's not good for you today, you can turn over and do bridge if you like. Otherwise, bring your knees together as you can. Grab your feet from the outside where your shoelaces would be. Keep your head down. Let's keep your legs up. And then look. Then after that, you feel them coming up off the floor. Lift your chin and your chest up and look up and touch up. Rolling forward and kicking up. Eyes up. I take it back. I thought standing bow was the hardest without the heat. This one is pretty hard too without the heat. Breathe. And change on the reverse, chin down. And lift to the right. Left arm on the towel. Arms down by your side. Second set, chin on the towel. Bend your knees, grab your feet. Keep your head down. Kick your legs up. And then lift your chin up and just up, look up, stretch up. It really is a wonderful thing to be able to broadcast to you guys via Facebook and YouTube. Really keeps me motivated. And I can't wait to get back into the hot room and change. So the reverse chin down and look to the left, right on the towel. Breathe. All righty. Hands underneath the shoulders, come up to the top of your mat. And towel now for fixed firm. Separating your knees as wide as you need them to be. And make sure your hips are solidly on the floor. If you have knee issues, extend one leg forward, one leg back. My knees give me a little bit of trouble today. I think that's an indication from old folks that weather's about to change. All right, go back one elbow at a time, back of the head down, shoulder down, grabbing opposite elbows over your head. Breathe. Feel a nice stretch in your quadriceps from your hip joint all the way down to your knee. Also feel a stretch in the top of your foot, your ankle joint, and change. On the reverse, come on back up using your elbows and shoulders. Come up to the top of your mat and towel, release your knees. Turn around onto your backs once again for Savasana. Breathe. Flex your feet, arms up over your head, and now come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Come around now. Second set. I don't know if you could hear, but my cuckoo clock says it's 11 o'clock. So we're right on time today. Now, go back one elbow at a time. Once again, back of the head down, shoulders down. Put the opposite arm on top if you can remember. It's the one that doesn't feel quite as easy or comfortable. Breathe. A lot of you are doing lots of walking these days. This is a really good posture. Don't forget, even after you walk, to stretch out your quads and your hamstrings. This posture is really good for the quad stretch and the ankle stretch. Change on the reverse. Come on back up using your elbows and shoulders. Come up to the top of your mat and towel. Release those knees. Maybe turn the opposite way. And lie down on your back for Savasana. Breathe. It's time for another sit-up. Flex your feet or bend your knees. Arms above your head. And they'll come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Nose to knees. Come around now. It's animal time. All righty. Sitting up at the back of your mat and towel. Knees, heels, toes all the way together. Half tortoise up first. So if you have any back issues, you can have your hands on your knees and slowly slide forward. Otherwise, inhale, arms up. Stretch up. Slowly come forward. Try to get your foot to the floor first. Then your baby fingers. It may be a controlled descent. It may take a while to get there. I know when I first started, I used to just plop down until I learned to engage my core really tightly. And then I was able to actually come down and get my foot to the floor first. Keeping hips on your heels. Stretching your fingertips toward your front of your room. Exhale. Stretch. Change to the reverse. Arms down. Breathe. Come up on your knees. Now it's camel time. Separating your knees about hip width distance apart.
Hands go to your back. Now, stretch your spine up to the ceiling, push-ups forward, look across the ceiling, find the back wall. If you're feeling strong today, you can grab your heels. If not, keep your hands on your back, keeping your elbows coming back, opening up your chest, just pushing hips forward, looking back. Eyes down the back wall. The further your eyes go back, the more it actually, you look back and you go back. So let your eyes lead the way. And change. So the reverse, hands to your back as the down at your feet. Sit down, breathe. Rabbit's up next. If you need to flip a towel to the back of your heels, please feel free to do so. Otherwise, cup your heels from behind, stretch up, tuck your chin deeply into your chest, then round back into yourself. Then bring your shoulders forward, forehead to your knees, top of the forehead, good grip of hips way in the air. Change to the reverse. Chin off your chest last. Turn around on your back for Savasana. Breathe. In rabbit, you want to try and keep your heels and your knees in one line if you can. That's the ultimate positioning for yourself. It's kind of hard to talk when you're in the posture. Breathe. Alrighty, time for another sit-up. Flex your feet. Arms up over your head. Inhale, come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Come around now. Second set. Of the animal postures. Half torsos up first. Straight spine. Inhale, arms up. Palms together. Cross your thumbs. Stretch up and slowly come forward. Try to keep hips on your heels if you can. And then slowly descend. And stretching forward and stretching back equally and simultaneously. Once again, there's another opportunity to give your spine a little bit of breathing room, creating space between each and every vertebral joint. Exhale. 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 To the reverse. Arms down. Breathe. Once again, come up on your knees. For a second set of camel. Knees can be just a little bit wider, opens up your hips a little bit more effectively. I'd like to keep my feet together behind me. It kind of makes like a little tripod. It makes it much more secure for me anyway. Hands to your back. Stretch up. Push hips forward, look across the ceiling, find the back wall. If you can, you can grab your heels, but do try to keep your hips coming toward the front of the room. As you look down and back, eyes going down your wall in the back. Hips forward, chest opening, hips forward, heart opening. Squeeze your glutes, push hips forward, and change. So the reverse, hands to back of the down at your feet. And sit down. Breathe. And a final set of rabbit. Once again, you can flip a towel with the back of the heels. Otherwise, get a grip. As you stretch up, tuck your chin into your chest, then round back into yourself. Curve your spine like the letter C is in cat. Stretch up. And bring your shoulders forward, then forehead lands right on your knees. Top of the forehead, move up with hips way in the air. The closer your heels can be together, the better it is. Hips up. Change fully reverse. Chin up your chest last. Turn around onto your back. Maybe the opposite way. For Savasana. Hopefully I turn the opposite way. If not, oh well. Sorry about that. Breathe. All right, now sit up. Flex your feet, arms up over your head. Inhale, come on up. Stretch up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Come around now. Stand. Separate leg stretching, forward to knee. Right leg out. Sole the left foot on the right inner thigh. Inhale, arms up. Stretch up, turn, twist, round down. Grabbing over the ball of your foot. That's where your toes connect to your foot. Bring those toes back to your face. Bring your elbows down, and then bring your forehead to your knee. If you can't quite accomplish all of those steps, know that that's the aim. That's where you're going for. That's what you're practicing to. It's also great practice for standing forward to knee, opening up your scapular bones behind you so you can bring your elbows down to lengthen your spine and bring your forward to your knee. Breathe. Cheese in reverse. Come on up. Left leg up, right leg in. Stretch up, turn, twist, round down. Now, if you have a bad knee, you may want to just not have that foot as high up on your calf, high up on the inside of your thigh. You can have it down a little bit, or it can actually almost be extended out in front of you. Doesn't matter. Stretch up, turn, twist, round down. Grab the ball of your foot, toes back to your face, elbows down, forehead to knee. Breathe. If you always pull on your big toe back to your face, it kind of always kind of works the Achilles tendon and the plantar tendon that runs underneath your foot and goes around into your hamstring and Achilles tendon and plantar tendon. All those things are really good stretches if you bring your toes back to your feet. Now, and as you keep your stomach on your thighs, chest, and your knees, just walk. The more you practice this, and practice this now at home, keeping your stomach on your thighs, just walking your hips back. Once you get in the hot room, it'll all be easier. Stretch and stretch forward, and you want to keep your spine straight, not rounded and up and curved. You want it stretching, lengthening. One final Padasana, if you will, hands to feet pose. It's exactly the same as the other two. You want to get your elbows down. And exhale, try to keep your spine as straight as possible. Change to reverse. Turn up all the way around. Lay down on your back. Savasana. Breathe. All righty. Second to last sit up, put your feet, arms up over your head, inhale, come on up, stretch up, touch your toes, exhale twice. Come around now for spine twist. A couple of things. You can keep your left leg extended or left knee toward the front of your room. Right ankle's over the left knee corner. Right arm's really close behind you at the small of your back. Left arm's up, over, and around. Use the elbow to push the knee back out of the way. Grab your left knee, stretch up, turn, twist, look over your right shoulder. In theory, you should see only my left shoulder to the camera. Everything else is turning. My right shoulder leading the way, my chin's fine, my right shoulder around behind me, keeping my two hips as straight as possible on the floor. Stretch, turn, twist. Stretch, turn, twist. And change. So the reverse. Very good. Switch out your legs. You can once again have your right leg forward or right knee forward. It doesn't matter. Left ankle over the right knee corner. Left arm's behind you. Right arm's way up and around. Stretch up. Turn, twist. Look over your left shoulder. Stretch, turn, twist. Stretch, turn, twist. Stretch, turn, twist.
Change the reverse, come all the way around, lie down on your back. Savasana. Breathe. Flex your feet, arms up over your head, and I'll come on up, touch your toes. Exhale twice. Come around now. Sitting down for our final breathing exercise, whatever way feels best for you today. Some days it's easy pose. Some days it's knees, heels, toes all the way together. Whatever's right for you today. Have a little sip of water if you like. Let's get ready and begin. Lick your lips, swallow a couple times. You may want to switch out your legs if they're sitting forward. Second set, a little bit faster, and begin. Beautiful job, everyone. Please turn around onto your backs. Close your eyes. This is your final Savasana. Probably the most important thing that you'll do today. Lie down on your back. Let your belly rise and fall. Let your body absorb all the benefits of everything you've just done for these 75 minutes we've had together today. Take your time. Put on some nice soothing music if you'd like. Thank you so much for joining me today. Once again, happy birthday, Lauren. Happy birthday, Suzanne. Have a beautiful day. Until we meet again, namaste.